Hey everybody, it's Martika. Welcome back to my channel. We are in week 3 of our Sewing Room Spring Clean Challenge. And I tell you what, I don't know about you, but I have been getting quite a bit done, okay? I can't say perfect, but definitely better. So we know that we did our tools and notions on last week, and this week we are doing our fabric and scraps. Woo, I don't know about you, but that's going to be a big job for me. And you know what? It may or may not get totally finished, but it is definitely going to be in a much better place than what it is right now. So if you are just joining my channel for the first time, welcome. And if you are coming back, welcome back. Thank you for coming back by. And if you are just hearing about this challenge and saying, oh my gosh, they're already in week 3, I'm too late. No, you are not. Simply go back to week 1 and you can start there if you too need to get some order to your sewing room, okay, like a lot of us do. So let's jump into week 3 and what it's all about, okay? We're gonna focus on making our fabric storage easier to see and use. Okay, now as you can see, I have my fabric cabinet back here, but I also have fabric in my closet. I have fabric in my basement. And when you are looking for certain types of fabric and it's kind of mixed up with every other piece, it's hard to see and remember what you have and what you can use. And oftentimes that's what drives us back to the store to buy something of what we already have. Okay. And that is what this organization is about, is helping us to know, helping us to see what we have, and therefore saving us money down the road in a way. Okay. So let's start on these steps. Okay. You want to sort your fabric by type, okay, such as like your yardage, your pre-cuts, your specialty fabric, cottons, silks, what else? Knits. You kind of want to break it all up so that you have an idea of what you have. And then if you have the time to measure everything to kind of get at least an approximate amount, even if you can eyeball it to see about how much of it you have, it's a great idea to put that down, put it on a little label or something, a little sticker, something that you can put on that fabric so that or even just log it. If you have a logging app or something like that, if you want to take a picture of it so you remember what fabric you are talking about and, put some little notes under there, that is a great idea. Okay. The next thing you want to do is refold your fabric, okay, so that your stacks are neat and they're manageable. Whether you roll it, like what's done over here in my cabinets, or whether you fold it, you can even put it on hangers. I've seen people, more so quilters, but you might be a quilter watching. And I've even seen people use like file cabinets with the bars that you hang the file folders on to, neatly store their fabric. So whatever way you feel that you want to do that, which is going to work for you and your space, because you do have to work with the space that you have, then do that. Okay. Then we want to arrange our fabric by color. Yeah, by color, so that if you have some red fabric or some yellow fabric, or some printed fabric, with flowers or whatever, it'll make it easier when you put all of those things together. You can even put everything together by size if you choose it that way. All of your 1 yard pieces, your 2 yard, 3 yard, whatever, that way it might be easier for you to know what you have if you put it in by size or even by project type. That's like if you use certain fabrics for certain projects, and that depends on the type of sewing you do, seriously. So it is totally up to you, whatever way is going to work best for you. That's why I'm not giving very many suggestions on how I think you should do it, because it's totally dependent on what you do with your sewing machine. Okay. So the next thing you want to do, and this is kind of like time consuming and it may or may not get done, but at least you can get a good start to it. But sort your scraps by the size and whether you're actually going to use them or not. Okay. If you are not going to use them, maybe you can donate them or just get rid of them. Okay. But if you're not, if you know you're not going to use them, a lot of times we know what we are not going to use. I know I'm guilty of that, but it's like, but I might want to use this for something later on. So let me save this. Therefore, I have all types of scraps, a huge bag of fabric scraps. Okay. So it's a good idea to kind of sort through those. And like I said, you may or may not finish that within this week's time, but yeah, if you go ahead and get that done or at least get a start to it, that will help out tremendously. The next thing you want to do while doing that, like I said, get rid of the scraps that you know you're not going to use. Those tiny scraps also, those are included. Throw them out. Pull out everything that you no longer need. Okay, just free yourself. Okay, that's what we want to call it. Free yourself of those things. Then you want to, if you use like batting or any type of like quilting pieces, what is it called, the needle, oh gosh, needle punching, batting and things like that. If you use those things, make sure that you have a home for them. And when I say a home just for those things, don't mix them in with your other fabrics. Make sure you put them in a place of their own, because this is fabric that is not usually seen. This is fabric used as a filler to cushion our fabric. Okay. And then you want to do something that is going to be so helpful to you as you sit down and sew. As you're going through your fabric, go ahead and set aside and group the fabric together that you know you're going to use really soon. Okay, that you know you want to be sewing up for the spring and for the summer. Okay, don't bury those fabric pieces in with all of your other fabrics. Say the fabrics that you know is for fall and for winter and things like that, or fabrics that you know you're not going to get to right now. Put those in a group, a basket or something by themselves so that you can easily access them. Okay, it's going to make it so much easier for you when you do it this way. I know it is for me, because there are several things that I am wanting to sew, mainly some tops right now, and I have got to pull out fabric that I know is really good for tops. I'm talking about those 1 yards, 1.5 yard, 2 yards. Those are usually great for tops. So I am definitely going to be pulling those out even for myself. And then you want to make your storage look full enough to browse, but not overcrowded. In other words, wherever you are storing your fabric, and this may be, the current fabric you're using, or what you're going to get to, or, what you want to visually see, make sure you don't overcrowd it. Like this mess right here. Okay. I am going to, yes, it's going to be full, but I have some folded, some rolled. I find that for me in this particular cabinet, when I roll it, I can fit a lot more in, but I used to have it color coded, and it made it such a breeze to look through to see what I had. Something happened down the line and I just started stuffing stuff in there. So I am definitely going to be, in the organization mode of that. So make it look full. Yeah, we're going to fill them up, but don't overcrowd it to the point to where it's overwhelming you, or things aren't going together to where you can just browse and enjoy the browse and pull out some fabric that you are wanting to sew with. Okay. And then at the end of it, when you have all of these things sorted out, if it helps you, go ahead and label. Label the shelves, label the bins, label the baskets, label the hangers, label the drawers. Wherever you are storing your fabrics, go ahead and label it only if it helps you. If you are the type of person where, hey, I know where that is, then you don't have to worry about labeling. But if you want it to, if it helps you to be more organized, to know what's what, go ahead, pull you out a label maker or your Cricut cutter, or simply, some tape and some post-it notes or some strips of paper, some actual just labels, and label those things, okay, to see if that helps you out and helps you to stay more organized if you are that type of visual person, okay? So that is our week 3 focus, you guys. Fabrics and scraps. And I am here for it. It's going to be a big job. So outside of work and everything else, I'm really going to have to hone in. As you can see, I got fabric behind me. This is the fabric that I put in my last video of my fabric haul, and I've washed it all, and now I need to fold it and put it away, or group it where it needs to be so that I can actually use it. So in saying all of that, let me know in the comments if you have been going along since we began. Have this helped? Okay. Is this helping you? Have you, what was the first week? Clearing your surfaces, and then your tools and notions. Is that better for you? Okay. I know it is for me. So how are you feeling about this fabric week as well? How are you feeling about getting your fabrics and your scraps all just much better, okay, to make you more productive? All right, let me know in the comments what you think about that. Even if you just want to jump in the comments and say, hey Martika, what's up, or whatever, this definitely helps my videos get out to more people. So go ahead and get down there, give me a thumbs up or something, and like this video as well. And if you have not subscribed, you need to go ahead and do that too, because we have even more great things outside of this challenge that is soon to come. So have a great one, you guys. Happy sorting, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.